All right, welcome to School of Discipleship Leadership Tips. Today I want to give you some tips on running an effective meeting. Leaders are meters. They have to have meetings all the time, whether you like it or not. Great leaders are always having meetings. And so you want to make your meetings effective, run them effectively. So these are a few tips. Number one, define the purpose of the meeting and communicate it clearly to the member. Define the purpose of the meeting and communicate it clearly to the members. Remember, you don't want to waste people's time. So you definitely want to have only meetings that you need to have. In other words, you don't want to have a meeting when there's no reason for a meeting, right? So you don't want to have a meeting for no particular reason. So you want to be very specific as to what it is you're meeting about. So you want to state the purpose clearly. State the purpose clearly. And you want to let them know in advance. So when you're making the calls or you're sending the messages out to them, you're letting them know we're going to be meeting on these things, on these topics. Also, you want to tell the members exactly what outcome should be produced at the meeting. So you're basically letting them know, hey, by the end of this meeting, this is what we want to accomplish. Something that I like doing is I like writing down the different things that we're going to be talking about in the meeting as well. Make sure members know the place, starting time, and closing time for the meeting. It's really important to let people know ahead of time where you're going to be meeting at. Don't assume they know where it's going to be at. Also, figure out a good starting time, depending on who you're meeting with. Sometimes if they're younger, it could be a little earlier. You don't want to end too late because they have school the next day. Sometimes if you're dealing with a working group that has to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning, you don't want to keep the meeting to end too late. So you want to be disciplined at a starting time and an ending time. You lose credibility when you don't start on time, and you lose some momentum with certain people when you go beyond the time. So try to stick to your time. Ending early is acceptable. Ending on time is also acceptable. Number 3, if special resource people are needed at the meeting, advise and prepare them. Advise and prepare them. So basically, sometimes when you have meetings, what happens is you kind of invite the same people. You invite a particular group, maybe that's your leadership or whoever's in that group. But you want to spend some time as a leader thinking about what your goal is for this meeting. And there may be some people that are not regulars that may be specialists in the areas that you're going to be covering that you may want to invite. So keep in mind as you're thinking of the goal of this meeting that there may be some specialists you want to bring in to sit into this meeting. Let them know what it's about so that way they could come in ready with their area of expertise and they could help you out and be a blessing. Fourth and lastly, make all necessary physical arrangements. Make all necessary physical arrangements. And what this means basically is make sure to reserve the room. Make sure to make the arrangements in advance. Try not to call at the last minute, because what if that room isn't available, or what if that person's house is being used for something? So make the reservations. Also have enough seats, the right amount of seats that you'll need when you guesstimate who will be at that meeting. Also making sure that you have the proper materials that will help that meeting be successful. Some regular materials you may want. It may be, depending on the type of group, it may be like, make sure to bring your calendars, bring your laptops, or bring a Bible, bring notebooks, things like that. You may want to make sure you have a dry erase board there, a dry erase marker. Maybe, do you need a monitor there? Do you need a certain program, access to certain internet access and things of that nature. So make sure to make the proper arrangements before the meetings. I hope these were able to help you, and this is just one of the steps in helping you have a successful meeting.